Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is Charlie 101, and I'm going to be explaining about paintbrushes. And of course, they come in this jar, of course, and I'll be naming them. So eventually, you can look at Abstract 101, of course, on YouTube. So very much I'm going to be teaching about brushes, paintbrushes. So as I'm going to be painting and plus sketching, but I'm going to tell you about lining today, okay? So I'm recording this as much as I can. So just to teach you the names of the paintbrushes and what to use and what not to use in certain brushes, but you can use every brush there is, okay? So we're going to be talking about brushes today, of course, by watercolor brushes. I got this book at the library, and you can see the differences of paintbrushes, of course. So, but I'm going to be showing you and naming them so you know what different kind of varieties of paintbrushes, but they do have names. So, as I go on with this matter, and I will show you the Rigger paintbrush. Now, these are all the paintbrushes here that you're going to be doing your paintings, but you've got to know the name of them. But sometimes you don't even have to know the name of them. Usually, just pick them up and just go with a paintbrush. Or you can use a makeup. Of course, makeup brushes that you can put on your cheeks. Okay, never mind that. Now, as I go on with the paintbrushes, we are going to talk about today a pinpointer substance. Now, I'm going to put this on a whiteboard where you can see the bend of my bossy and me right here. We have a pinpointer. So this tip here, of course, you can, in fact, I'll put it here near the white border, and you see the point substance of here of this paintbrush, and it's very pointy. So this is for the pinpointer, and they also call it the rigger. So this is really a rigger paintbrush, so that you can see. That means that these riggers are for the very thin, fine lining. Now this is the lining I did, the sketch, and also the lining. So with the lining, you have a specific lining pen. Of course, it's one of the best pens you can find for lining things. So we are showing you the Rigger today, and this is the Rigger paintbrush. And matter of fact, I can show it to you a little bit closer when the white background. It's a lot better, but you can see that this is used. I've used this already, but it's kind of a little worn out because I used it quite a bit. And this is the Point Rigger. So that's a Rigger paintbrush. The next one, number 2, subject here that we're going to be talking about today is sable rounds. Now, sable rounds are usually a little fuller. This is a sable round. And let me get closer, and a little closer, you can see the sable round. And it's called sable. Very smooth, silky tip, soft, and it's called a sable rounds. And these are for a thicker variety of painting. So it really helps in that matter. So this will help on your paintings also. It's sable round. The next one on the third paintbrush. Now they do have different sable rounds also. Um, Let me just check on that. Different sable rounds. Now here's another one, but this one's different. It's another sable round, and it's plastic. Even though paintbrushes, they come in different ways for kids, for children, or teenagers. Also, they can use these, even kids, adults, whichever. And there's different varieties of sable rounds. The next one is a synthetic brush. They're a little bolder, the synthetic brush, and we have it here, synthetic brush. They have wider ones like this. It's a little fatter head, and the corners here is a little round tip. Okay, a little fatter. So this is synthetic, of course. Yeah. Make sure I'm reading this right. Yeah, it's synthetic. I'm over here reading out of a library book. So very much it's going to teach you about different varieties of paintbrushes. And it's a round tip and more bolder look for your paintings, you know? Okay, now we're going to the fourth step. It's called the mop. Now, they kind of different kind of always a mop. Of course, this is called a mop, and it does look like a mop. And usually can you use it for, makeup. Of course, either way. So, this is a little bolder look if you want to smudge. And this is for more of smudge art. And if you want to get wild and crazy and ballistic, you can use these too. And it's called, of course, Common Sense Moppo. Okay, Moppo on the go. All right. And of course, there's watercolor brushes. And you can use acrylic and watercolor brushes. That's also you can use too. Let's see, let's go to the next step. Now the round tips and the wide tips, we're gonna go here with a hog hair. Yes, a hog. So call it the hog hair paintbrush. So the hog hair is, let's see what we have. The hog hair. We got the hog hair somewhere. Where are you? Oh, here we go. Here's the hog hair. Now, just don't forget that you can trim these. Even though you have one little piece of these little stems sticking out, you can trim them with a pair of scissors. You can round them up. You can side them on a side, like sideways if you want to cut it. Okay, so don't be afraid of cutting a paintbrush. So those things also work too for your artwork. Now, here, this tip is a little wider, but really it should be a roundabout. Now, roundabout here, okay, and well, they come in white colors. They come in white fur or black fur, and they call it the hog hair. Now, sash, we're going to go to the fifth, and it's called sash. Now, where did I do that sash? I know I have sash here. Here we go. Here is sash. Now, sash is a white tip, of course, white hair. Oh, you can call black hair, white hair, hog. Now, this is a side view. I trim this, okay? And has the corner point, which sometimes you want your paintbrushes to be corner pointed to where you want to go. And that's called the sash. Now, usually sash is rounded, but me, I had to trim it, of course, little sideways. Of course, you can have it roundabout, side corner, left corner, or pointer in the manner, of course. Call it pointer. Okay, or Poindexter. All right, now it's a little bit of kind of little cuckoo and crazy, but we're going to have to do that in a matter of ways. We're going to talk about more blushes. Now we did sash today. Now we're going to talk about Fitch. Now this is the Fitch brush because every paintbrush has a name. So we got to know your name of your paintbrush. But not many people really go by looking at the name and da-da-da-da. But some artists do, some artists don't. But this is a Fitch paintbrush. Now, this Fitch paintbrush is a little bigger, a little wider width, and they come in, of course, a bigger size, or either small, either way. And different companies, they make their products different. Now, this Fitch is a wide flathead, of course, and you can trim it also. Even if you want to go paint, you can do it left or right or roundabout if you want to trim it with scissors. Because I do little trimming on my bristles sometimes. I do that. So this is called a Fitch. Okay? Now, the next is the decorating brush. Of course, this is the decorating brush, but sometimes they go a little bigger. So this one, here we go. See how this is another one I use, but it's a little, the bristles are coming out. So don't be afraid to trim off that bristle sometimes. It's good to have bristles, but sometimes the bristles, they can make a little messy status sometimes on your artwork. Okay, that's the decorating paintbrush. Now we're going to look for stenciling. Now, stenciling is a smaller brush, very small, little fuller onto the flathead, of course. So while you're working on that, of course, it's a little green, and I've been working on the green substance of the olive greens. Now, these are bolder look for budge or smudge, a little thicker substance on your artwork also. So this is called a stencil. Now, all the paintbrushes I've been showing you about, I'm naming them out of a library book, of course. And not many I remember the names of the paintbrushes, but we still painting, so we're just still going on with that. Now here is a sketch that I had done right here. If you can see, and in the circle matter of the sketching here, and you can look at that. Now this is a circle substance, of course. In balancing your circle, make sure you see the circle, but this is called a pinpoint lining. Now, pinpoint lining is you have a pinpoint lining. This is the kind of pen to use. It's a pinpointer. Of course, I call it the pinpointer. This is the pen pointer that I use for this picture. And you can see very lightly, very fine lines of these circles that I did. Now, this is going to be a great masterpiece where I'm going to put in the colors. There's going to be about 4 sets of colors in here. So to please understand that there's going to be 4 or 5 sets of colors. This is just starting out from scratch. Now, I did another art, which is very coloring here, but you got to get the right brush, and you got to get the right. Now, this is a seaweed, so if you can check into that, this is a seaweed coloring, and you got to have that right amount. This is not finished at all. And this one's a struggle for me. This one, of course, I'm trying to get it in the right manner for this painting. Now, these are dark substance and you got light substance into this artwork. But also the lining has to be in a right amount in that matter. Sometimes you don't have to have it. You can have a zigzag, or you can have you just neutralize and make it very extraordinary the way you want it. And it's more of a little bit of illusion if you want it in your artwork, and more where they say it. You neutralize your work, of course, and make sure the paint is dissolved and dry. So just set it for 1 or 2 days and go back on it. Now, plenty of times I go on this about like 3 or 4 times into this work. Now I can go a little bit back or more where you can look at it, but this is not finished. So there's more to do. So now we have metallic and acrylic oil and water paint all in one in this masterpiece that I'm working on, of course. And we have another work. Of course, we have to tell you about this other. This is a finished work. Of course, it's called Steampunk. So this is a steampunk style space girl, of course. She's very much, it's a lady with the 3 moons, and she's looking at a spaceship, but there's more painting in here, and it's all with everything. I'm talking about every equipment of paint that I used. I had to do it in that manner, and it's not one of my best, but this is steampunk. So this is a steampunk style space girl. So it's a lady with the 3 moons. I'm going to go back where you can just look at it also. So she came out all right, but I had still have more work to do on this one. So as I'm showing you these paintings and these paintbrushes, and these all the paintbrushes that I had to use in this matter. Now, since we're talking about this painting, we're going to talk about the bottom area also in here. Now, these are sponges. No offense, sponges. Now, you find this in any stores, and I will take the tip out of this one right here to tell you about sponges for paint thinner. Now, I got paint down here on this board, of course. Now, when you have paint thinner, it usually wipes everything off with a sponge. So you can see close up. These are the sponges you get, and you use them for makeup. So you can use sea sponge, these kind of sponge, paper towel, whatever towel there is. And of course, have bubble holes in it. Some of them have smooth surface, and these got little bubble holes, a little arty style, I guess. So those are great sponges to use. Now, and I go into this process about the book, and we're going to cover this painting right here, right now. And we are talking about lining today. And lining today is the day to work on this. Okay, let's leave that alone. Alright. As we're working on that, we have other markers, of course, these are very important to have. These are specific markers. They come in very different sizes, wide width, pinpointer, and I call them wide width pinpointers or pinpointer zone, because we all go to zone in our honest way. And this is how they work on it. Okay? Now, sketching, of course, I did a sketch of it. Of course, if you can see the sketch, I'll go a little bit close up. These are the best. Now, these are the coloring. Of course, you put it on the bottom of your paper where you want to work on your masterpiece. And whatsoever. I'm getting the close zone, dark zone in here, and that's fine. Light zone. And these are the sketches you're going to be working on. So when you're working on your work, make sure you have that pinpointer liner. Because if you don't have that pinpointer liner, it's not going to come out. Pizzazz. Okay? Or spazazz. Okay? That's the word of the day. Now, why we have this kind of, we have these different techniques and experimenting. So you're experimenting on your artwork also. And it can be horizontal, parallel, whatsoever. And you can use wall paint. You can use any kind of utensils, really. When you go to an art store, you're going to know which one you're going to pick. Exactly when you know what you're going to do with your work. And scan your work also after you're finishing your work and you're saying, okay, is there more to do with your work? You can scan it. So, meaning scanning means scanning your mind into this work. So, I am scanning this. So, this right now is, of course, we know it's not finished. There's more work to do into this work here. Now, I have another one, which we got another empty situation, meaning scan and memorize, be illusional on your work also. So, as we're working in this process, also you can use plenty of this. Don't be afraid to be using this. This is the immaculate eraser. Now, this eraser helps out. We have to have it because we all artists make mistakes. This eraser, I just love smelling it. Well, it's a great eraser. So I have my little art apron. Of course, you wear your art apron over yourself. So let me go further in that matter, and I will show you where to go, why, and let me get into this light zone area, and I will show you a little bit of a apron here, which it cleans an eraser. Strange, isn't it? Okay, as I go furthermore on this, here's an apron. Now, aprons for the artists. Of course, they need that. And as to say in that matter, you gotta wear an apron so the paint won't go all over your clothes. Of course, use it for eraser. You just put it on, tie it to the side, to the left, and do whatsoever when you're ready to whip that artwork to rolling. And we have the eraser moment. Eraser moment, because we're not perfect, means we do make mistakes. So we have this eraser. When you want to clean it, you really don't want to use a dirty eraser. Wipe it 3 or 4 times to clean the eraser, meaning that won't destroy your pictures. That's a secret, pretty cool secret about that. As I go further, I'm going to bring this camera over here and to show you, and I'm going to get more extra lighting over here to demonstrating on in very much in that matter. Okay, this is the video session 3 that I'm showing you in this matter. And, yeah, okay. This is video session 3. All right. Don't be afraid of zigzags. Don't be afraid of anything in that matter. Be like, oops, I made a mistake. Okay? Go back and overlap it if you wanted to. And, let's see what else we have here. On the time that you have, use it. And work on what you know in that matter. Okay? And it says brushes. Of course, I taught you today about brushes. Here's a book. Make sure go to a library. Pick them up. This is what tells you about different varieties of brushes. And they'll tell you what kind of shapes it makes on timbers. Now I'm going to go closer to that mat where you can see and focus into this matter that these are different varieties of paintbrushes that we read in this book. And it's great. Even for the basics, the extraordinary, or the exotic, everything in painting, it comes to with all kinds of work. Now, I do a lot of designing more and sketching, so we all have that great talent and artwork within us all. So art is, of course, everywhere. So, and when I go through this, these are all my specific notes. Of course, my folder is messy, but hey, that's what painters are. They're not really 100% organized, but they are. There's some are out there, but there's different kind of artists. So, of course, folders and your notes and everything else, keep them together, and that will help you out a lot more. And these, of course, I've already told you about the color chart. Here, of course, you can see the color chart in the back. Now, these are from a paint store. You get the strips. Now, I'll show you the strips. This is the lime green strip. Okay? These are different varieties of painting where you mix your paint and find that specific color. They do have names on it, but they do help. They help me out a lot. Maybe some people, it doesn't. Maybe some people it does. But it helps me a lot. Of course, the basic or the simple-matic, okay, or simple-matic. So, simple-matic and simple-matic of the art of your own little specific imagination. You might as well use it. So, we have that knowing about the paintings of mixture. And, of course, the sketch. I can't wait to show you when it's finished. Right now, I'm going to show you right now a little bit closer-matic. And let's see if we go see. Now I want to go closer to it so where you can see the double situation of the artwork. And I'm just going to roll with it. Yeah, I have to do it this way. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. But if you want to look at more, I have more videos to roll on. So about art. And I'm kind of cramped up in here because this is my own side corner studio. And everybody's has one. I know that out there. And there's plenty of people displaying it. So displaying their studio. Or it can be your own room. It could be your own domain. It could be whatsoever. So use the video. What do you think you have what do you think you have a video for? Use it. Okay. Shadowing and matching distant colors. Okay? Shadowing and distant colors. Let me see, I'm gonna look at my paperwork here, so don't mind me here. Just being Millie, and this camera is not focusing, and then I'm like, oh, I just bought this thing, and I'm like, sticky. Okay. All right, summertime's here, ladies and gentlemen. You must be delighted, because I sure am. All right, now we have talked about the horizon and. I said we're demonstrating on the horizon. And we're demonstrating a delusion. So, yes. Illusion. Okay. I made my hair as illusion. It's a lava look. Okay. So, everybody has their illusion in their imaginary world. So, it's great to share your imaginary world to others. Because it makes them, oh, wow, this is fascinating. Oh, and they'll give them imagination what they can do. So it's called the teaching process. So I'm very delighted I'm teaching this process, really. I'm a teacher myself, but I'm still learning every day. I'm not the smartest person on the face of the earth. Ladies, I'm going to be out of my woodsy banana. Hey! Okay. So what me woodsy banana? All right? All right. All right, light substance. Now, light substance. Now, I'm in a little gloomy substance range. We know about the lighting and all that. My lighting right now, I'm doing a little different timing zone. So, it's different with the lighting. All right, video or painting. Okay. And it's like a third eye in a phase. So we go through a phase, use it on your artwork also. If you get into that if you got that in your third eye in the middle of your head, use it. So, that's what everybody has to say, but that's the way to go about it. Okay. And also websites. There's some kind of varieties of websites out there that you can post your work. Do a portfolio, scrapbook, and even photographs. I've been taking a lot of snapshots of nature process, and I'm going to show you in the next step about nature, what you can do for the artsy about nature out there. Okay, never mind about me. All right, here we go in this matter. I'm going to go here. Of course, you can see, oh gosh, I'm getting stuck here. You can see this little work I'm doing, but we're going to have to flash the light on it. So we're going to go a little closer, and see, and I'm going to put a light on it so you can see it. I don't know what to do with the light. Okay, I'm going to stick a situation here. Alright. Alright, this is where I did, I don't know if you can see, and I'm gonna have to go a little bit distance, a little bit where you can just see it a little bit. Alright, this stuff is art stuff. Of course, it's kind of gloomy, it's a little rock. And these I find outside when I go on my journey with my dog and travel, and I pick these up. Then I put them together and make it a little artsy. These are dry substance plants, okay? And there's different varieties of rocks, walnuts. Now this is the miniature acorn I found outside, and this I made it into another artsy little style, and I put them all together and take a snapshot, and it becomes a little artsy look. And let's see what we have here. We're going to be late. Hold on, but I will be getting to you in a moment. So. Okay, here we go with the lighting. So I'm gonna put a light on it. I don't know if you can see, but you can see these quite wild, crazy plants that I found outside. Now this is my little artwork, and it's called, okay, very different varieties of really wild, funky plants. Now they look like desert plants, really, from the desert. So I'm going to be focusing it on here with a flashlight. I have to use a flashlight, guys, because I don't know if you can see it too good. And flashlight. All right, that's enough. This is where I'm gonna go around here. Let me see. I gotta shut this flashlight. This flashlight is a miracle. My mom gave me this flashlight, and it works so good. Okay, now I'm gonna focus out of here. And if you want to put your artwork, okay, if you want to put your artwork on the flashlight, I'm like near the window area. It's a lot better for lighting. Okay, and so as we go furthermore, okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and I know you teenagers out there doing your little artsy, spazzy work. Also, now I have another one, a great phenomenon artist, and he's one of my best artists in the world. And his name is Boris Valianjo and Julia Bells. Now, this is a calendar, ladies and gentlemen, a fascinating calendar, and the artwork is almost like mythology. So this artwork is made in 2003, but there is more. You look up into his site, and the name is Boris Valianjo, one of my greatest artists, and he uses egg yolk. And it's a fantasy art. Oh, yeah, I know. We're all in our little quiet twilight zone half of the times, you know. Not all the time, not every day. But we do get into a little fantasy island kind of thing. Or sometimes we get in a little twilight zone sometimes, something. You know, just to break out of reality. So, as we know, this is one I'll go close to so you can be able to see his calendar. Immaculate calendar. Immaculate artwork. Very strange, very ordinary, and also different kind of varieties of creatures and different kind of varieties of the mythology. And if anyone likes mythology, I like mythology a lot, and ever since I was a kid. And it's very different. And you know when you always see same things all the time, we don't want to see the same things all the time. We want to see something bzzz, bizarre, different. All do. So this is the picture, and I'll show you some more. This is a great artist of all time, one of my favorites. And I had more of these. I do not know what happened to the rest of them, but I had a bunch of these, about like 4 or 5. I used to buy this calendar all the time. And he's one of the greatest artists. To me, I say he's one of the greatest of all times. There's going to be others out there. There is more artists out there too that I probably haven't seen. So it's phenomenal. And as I go on to remind my artwork, but these are one of the best work that you can find. Now you can look up his site, of course. See that? Rockers. Hey, rock on. And the dragon, the woman with the dragon, and she's teaching him and training him and giving him love. And that's one specific way of putting it together. So, yes, mythology is one of the the lady with the butterfly, no, a dragon. Looks like a butterfly, but it's a dragon, a little tiny miniature dragon. Yeah, he's one of the best. Boris Vallejo, and Bells, is Julia Bells' wife. And my aunt is nowhere near this one, but this one is breathtaking. But there's others out there too, not just him, but there's more that's similar like him. So you have different artists that's similar like certain artists. You know what I mean? So I hope you understand where I'm coming from and catching my drift in that matter. As we have done tell you about that, this is the end of session 3. And I think that's all about it. And about going out for nature, pick up something on the ground or something. I know it's kind of strange, something that you like, an object, something you can transform it to something what you really enjoy. Nature, of course, I enjoy nature. But now I want to go something more different. So don't stick with the same thing all the time. You know, if you do, that's on you. Everybody has their different varieties of things. Now, even on a computer, I have a friend that does graphics, and she does her little art. My friend Dawn, one of the best person I met, and she does art, but she does it on the computer. She puts the pictures together and everything. It's still art. She didn't figure it was art. I said it is art. So when I see something, when it's art, it's an artistic ability. Oh, yes. So, you can check me out, of course, on Charlie on YouTube, and you can check me out on Charlie Facebook. There's a lot of more varieties of artists. Now, you gotta research. Go research, find some more varieties, what you think of what you like and what you enjoy and who you are and what you want to go and focus on. So that's the one key that you need. Of course, I have to say to you, and I know I gotta look at myself too, right? Okay. All right. As we go on, you're gonna learn every day, right? So yes, I do. I'm still learning. Okay. Writing about paints and chores by colors. Okay. When you go in shopping for colors, there is more colors there, and paint and more. But mixture is the most important. You gotta know your mixtures. And so when you're mixing, put it on paper. And here I will show you on paper. That would be on this. I got it on plastic. Now this is my painting with a paintbrush of mixing the colors, define the colors you want, but you gotta make sure you put the name beside it while you're mixing the colors. Okay? So you got different varieties rolling. So you have to roll with it. Roll. Okay. All right, who am I to say, right? Okay. Now, let's see what we have here. I did tell you about smudge art on my other. Now, we have here a scissors. Boom, boom, boom. And I like them. I like cutting my brushes. I like cutting some papers, making a little scraps here and there. Got it? Scissors. Now, pinpointer. One best secret of all times is a pinpointer. That's the one that leads you to another direction. And makes you come up with a nice, great, curvy, worvy days. All right. I think this is the end of session 3, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to meet you all out there, and I'm delighted to be teaching. Then I'm still going into this matter of teaching. And here's my buddy. I want to show everybody my buddy. Give me a buddy. Yeah, I want to show everybody my baby. Now, this is my buddy, of
Buzz, say hi. Keep it your boy. Say hi. Let me say hi to everybody. He doesn't want to be suffocated. He doesn't like it, but he loves to be loved. So he's one of my best friends in the world. We go travel, we go find for nature and stuff, right, buddy? So he's my little Bugsy. So he tries with me and sniffs for it, and he gets the objects. Right. So you tell him you get the objects. Hi everyone. It's me, Fuzzball. Right? So yeah. So we go on our journey together, and he's one of my best friends and all kinds. So he's the one great buddy in the world. He's like, please, can you please take me down? So as I go in this process, I'm gonna let you go, and I think that's it. But there's more. This is the end of session 3, and I will be coming up with session 4. So yeah, and also Abstract 101 on YouTube, so you can check out more of more paintings and a little bit of artistry going on. So talk to you soon.